go, you can get to North Berwick both directions. Good morning and welcome back to what is another glorious morning and the final section, the final section of the John Muir Way. Just around 8 miles to go today from East Linton to Dunbar, the birthplace of John Muir, of course. So we're going to take our time. There's a few things to see today, not least Preston Mill, which will be fairly early on. Hopefully it might be open this morning. We'll go in and have a look. And hopefully we'll get into Dunbar to see the John Muir exhibition there in John Muir's house. But it is quite the fantastic morning this morning, and it should be a nice gentle walk, culminating by a little walk along the cliffs to Dunbar. So see you in the trail. Such a pretty little town, this. And the church here. Now, the main body looks quite recent, but that church tower is old. That could be 15th, 16th century. Wow, I need to have a look at some of the history of that place. So, answers on a postcard, please.
Yeah.
Baldred of the Bass, was he a fish, a beer drinker, or a tuba player?
The mill must be this one. If you...
Ah, yeah. Do you want to go up and have a look? I was going to say that looks like the mill race.
Yeah. Well, look, you can see the...
Yeah, the... A beautiful little spot. Oh. It's like something straight out of Lord of the Rings, isn't it? You know? Have we just arrived in Hobbiton? Wow. So this is the River Tyne, not that one. The one that runs through East Lothian. But it feeds the mill, the water. So Preston Mill, dating back to about the 17th century, quite unique. Remained in use up until the 1950s, incredibly. Just a tiny little mill like that, so a survivor. Just to serve the local community. It's brilliant. Hello, little honeybee. There's butterflies, chock full of wildflowers, the common comfrey, more campion there, red campion coming out. What a gorgeous spot. This is glorious. The midges are out though. They have arrived for this year. It's amazing how the time of year can impact on a walk. I remember doing this 6 years ago, probably the middle of February. Freezing cold day, it was dry but grey and overcast. I've got to be honest, it wasn't particularly enjoyable, but this is just a gentle walk through the landscape. It's wonderful. Almost tempted to go and ford this. And actually, what a wonderful end to this trail. An old peel tower there. There. Cycle route heading off in that direction. Landscape here, we could so easily be in the south of England, in the areas of Kent or Sussex. Down on the green sand ridge. Very, very similar landscape. Not so dangerous at this time of year, but I think if the river's in spate, you maybe want to think twice about that. Looks like the farmer's pumping direct from the river as well. some of the hawthorn's just amazing. It's like it's covered in snow. Oh wow. Not quite sure what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that. Wow. It's like a shell duck down there. I've got a couple of benches. The gorse has been spectacular all over the country this spring, but these are looking like they're a little bit dry. I think the yellow's changing to browns. Some of them maybe a little bit thirsty, the lack of rain that we've been having. Just getting in amongst these Scots pine. Looks like an old pillbox, that one. Oh. This is just fantastic. Weather always helps, of course. I can just see North Berwick Law poking out above the trees there in the far distance. Looks like the tide's coming in slowly as well. You can actually hear the low rumble of the water from here.
How long?
Probably either or, to be honest. I think we'll end up in the same place. I think this is part of the National Museum of Scotland. This place might actually be the Museum of Flight. Although I could be wrong, judging by the amount of livestock they've got here. Nearly flat on my face. Oh, look at this wee guy. Aren't you guys adorable? Yeah. Somebody's maybe a bit too warm. Hello guys. Oh. This is just wonderful. Oh, I'll bypass the fertiliser. Well, John Muir Way heads off in that direction, but we're going to go off route again. Go straight across to the bridge to nowhere. Oh, excuse me. Oh, wow. So you'll see it just in the distance. When the tide's in, that bridge is completely cut off. Just stands above the water, completely isolated from everything. But yeah, with the tide out, it's a good opportunity to get across and take a wander across. It's a bit of a nasty T position, that is. You cock that up, you're going straight in the water. So we're coming to the end of another journey, and although this one's been over an extended period of time, I need to look back and see when I first started the John Muir Way. It's probably somewhere, what, a year and a half, 2 years ago. Doesn't seem that long ago since we started over at Helensburgh. But I have been thoroughly impressed by this trail, and I had a lot of preconceived notions about it, mainly because I grew up in the area around the trail and knew a lot of the routes already. But it has been remarkably good from start to finish. The only bit I'd really say was a bit of a trudge, the section along the canal from well, once you come down from Croy Hill to Bonnybridge. It was a bit of a mind-numbing trudge, that, but the rest of the trail has been excellent, varied, lots of different landscapes, and we finished with a quite wonderful walk along the coast, really, from Port Seaton onwards. So it's got its not so good bits, but so has every trail. It's been good. From the hill house at Helensburgh, right up over the hills, the view down into Loch Lomond. The walk from Balach to Carbeth was wonderful, with the Arrochar Alps rising up behind, through to Strathblane and that view of Dungoyne, the volcanic plugs, and they've been a feature of the walk as well. The cormorant sitting on the rock out there. The Strathkelvin railway path, which it followed all the way to Kirkintilloch. As I said, the Forth and Clyde Canal, not the most interesting bit of walking, but interspersed by Bar Hill Fort and Croy Hill, the Roman fort there. And okay, you got the canal walk to Bonnybridge, but from there you're heading up to Rough Castle Fort, the Falkirk Wheel, down through into Linlithgow, the Avon Aqueduct, Bowness, Kinneil House, a little bit of industrial walking, but right along that coast, some beautiful woodland, and alright, we were there in the middle of winter, it was a bit bleak, but Blackness Castle, Hopetoun House, an endless succession of castles. Then the walk through Edinburgh, over Crammon Brig, up over Clermiston, past the zoo, up into the meadows, people playing Quidditch in the meadows. And alright, the walk out of Edinburgh wasn't so great. The beaches at Musselburgh, beautiful. Then yeah, a bit of a trudge out to Port Seaton, but nice enough. But from Port Seaton out to here to Dunbar, quite honestly, has been fabulous. And okay, we've had the weather. We've had some really good days, but that has just been fantastic. we are, the end is in sight.
Yeah, I do remember that bit.
Yeah. What a fabulous walk we've had today. It might have been short, probably about 7 miles in total, but that has been brilliant. The whole section from North Berwick, going up North Berwick Law. Fantastic. So, just the last few hundred yards. Shapes on these rocks that the water's made. Fantastic. Wow. Good finish to a trail. It's a fitting tribute really to the memory of a man who Scotland hasn't really celebrated until relatively recently. We do have the John Muir Trust now that looks after the mountains here in Scotland, but without John Muir I don't think we'd have the nature conservation organisations that we have today. He was really the founder of the conservation movement, and for those in the US, very much the father of your national parks. But without him I don't think we'd have not only the national parks but the big trails like the Appalachian Trail, the PCT or the Continental Divide Trail. And by extension, without those, we wouldn't have the trails that we have here in the UK now. The Pennine Way was the very first in the 1960s. Formed because 3 women had actually written a letter to, I think, the Times newspaper asking if there was anything like the Appalachian Trail here in the UK, and there wasn't, so he's responsible for that. But what a wonderful end to a fantastic trail. Well, unfortunately, the last section we can't walk along because it's shut because of that little landslip over there. So we've got to go up all those stairs. Aren't we lucky? But what a fabulous finish to a trail. Anyway, let's go and see John Muir's house, shall we?
I think they're going about the same place as the parking.
Yeah.
That or it's stationary.
Yeah. So, welcome to Dunbar, the end of the John Muir Way and the home of John Muir before he emigrated to America when he was about 11 years old. So, wow. The next trick is to find the official end. Just need to walk through the door and we're finished. So, thanks for joining me on this journey from Helensburgh to Dunbar. If you enjoyed the John Muir Way, please leave a comment below and click that thumbs up button or even subscribe. Here's to the next one. Hopefully see you on the trail soon. Bye for now.